Hello everybody. So this will be a tutorial on some bleached animal shirts. Isn't this great? Little kitty cat with some butterflies. Did this one for my granddaughter. It's adorable. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. You'll get to pick which animal you want, and then we'll take you through the process of finding the image you like on the Cricut, and we'll cut out a clear piece of vinyl and we'll attach it to the shirt. And then you will spray a bleach mixture with this fine spray mist bottle, which I got from the travel section in Walmart. So easy to access these bottles. And it is a concoction of 3 parts bleach to 1 part water. You do have to dilute it so it doesn't eat your shirt up. So that is what's going to happen next. So there's that one. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so of course you first pick your design. I've already done that, and I am a puggle mom, so I got my 2 puggles on here, Carly and Andy, and then I weeded the background part off. And then I know this is backwards to you guys, but it does say puggle mom, and that's Andy right there, and that's Carly. So next what we'll do is we'll take these off, and this is just the clear vinyl as well. We're just going to peel them off like a sticker and set them down on my shirt. So I'm going to turn you down so you can see my work surface and see me stick it on there. So I have picked a navy blue shirt. We have 4 colors of shirts. We have black, which when you spray it with a bleach turns kind of a rust color. We have purple that when you spray it, it turns into a pink color. We have a green that when you spray it, it turns into an orange color. And then we have the blue, and I just saw with the kitty, it turns a lighter blue. So we also have these fun little gadgets that help you get your image centered. So what it does is you stick this, see it's curved like that, and that sticks right up to the collar, and then you have the center line here that you can follow and line up your image there to center it. So I'm going to get that in place, which sorry you can't see that part, but I do have it. See, I have it right under the collar. So we have that in place, and so from here I will arrange my little stickers. I'm just going to pull them off, and unfortunately, you know, one thing you could do is you could use the negative, like I might have just cut around it to be more of the shape and just stick it all on one piece, but I like the idea of the little shadows like that. So I'm just going to peel off the back like a sticker and start arranging my animals there. And so I am going to look at how it was on the mat here to kind of determine because I told you there's like a ruler there to help us determine the center. And so I'm going to look at that and compare it to how it was on the mat. And then I will move Andy right up here, right up to that little nifty thing. I'm trying not to touch the back too much because I don't want it to get too sticky. So I'm going to stick him in place. And then I'll stick Carly in place next to him. I'm going to rub on that and just make sure it's down really good. All the edges are sealed down. But like I said, it just sticks on just like a sticker. So now we'll do Carly's. And I'm going to center her so that I have Andy's booty comes right over to about 4.5 inches. And so I'll make the end of Carly come over to about 4.5 inches. So that centers them up really good. And I don't have 2 dogs to one side of my chest. They'll be evenly spread on my shirt. All right, so peel off the back like a sticker. And I am going to, Andy's bigger than Carly, so I'm going to try to line up their paws. And like I said, make her paw end at the 4.5 mark while lining them up to be even with Andy. So it does take a little bit. And we did some mandala animals this way as well. And when we did those, since there's so many intricate details, we did have one person holding and the other person peeling. So it's good to do this with a buddy. These are nice and bigger pieces, so it's a little bit easier to do it that way. Now, my letters. I'm just going to have to pull a piece at a time. Actually, what I can do is get some transfer paper, and then I could do it all at once. So I'm going to go ahead and put a pause and go grab my transfer paper. Okay, so I just went and got my big roll of transfer paper. I have a whole big roll of it. Cut me off a slice, and then I laid it on top of my letters. And so now what I'm going to do is just press down so it sticks to the vinyl part really good. So I'm just kind of tracing the letters with my finger. And then I'll get that all over like this. And I should have just done this with the whole image. Then I didn't have to place Andy and then Carly. They could have been just how I already had them. Then we're going to peel it up off the mat. And it's sticky like a sticker. And as you can see, with doing it this way, I rubbed that vinyl right on there, so it is sticking. Maybe you can't see because it's all clear, sorry. But it's already stuck to my transfer. So then, the hard part will be unsticking it from here, but it's clear, so it's hard to see, but you can kind of see that there, Puggle Mom. And I will just line that up under my pug. So I'm going to get this out of my way. And then line this up under my image here. I want it snug right up in the middle. Let me look maybe about centering it. So right about there. I know you can't see my ruler, but I'm making it even on either side. And then I'm just going to come straight down under my puggles and put it in place. All right, now I'll smooth it on like that. And now this will be the fun part. I'm going to press down just where the vinyl is. Like I did before, I'm just going to trace those pieces with my fingers. I'm tracing all the letters and just getting them stuck really good to the shirt so that when I go to peel off the transfer paper, it should not be too stuck on there. It looks like I got a little piece there that I'll have to remove. Just a little bit of a lip onto it. But that's okay. We can do that. So I just like to do it where I see that it changes color a little bit. So you know it's pushed down real good. And now we will pull slowly because I want to make sure the vinyl stays down when I peel up the transfer paper. And that's what I'm doing. Just going to go slowly, letter by letter. Okay. There we go. Oh, see, that one wanted to stay. Come up with it, but we're not going to let it. So a nice fingernail, or if you need, you can get like a spatula or something to hold things in place. This is working so far this way, so I'll just keep on keeping on this way. All right. We just want that vinyl stuck down real good. There we go. Little at a time. Get the bottom of my M. All right. This might take me a few minutes, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I got it all peeled off there. I did have to go slow. And so now just to make sure, I'm gonna get that transfer paper out of the way. I'm gonna do, again, go over every spot and just make sure all the edges are down. I don't want seepage under the edge. It did leave some spots that are sticky, but that's not gonna affect what we're doing here. So I have a little cut flaw a little bit on one of my M's, but I can still read it as Mom, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, so now we'll take all of the extra things out of the way. Move all those things out of my way. Don't need those there. Okay, and now we have this. So I'm going to bring it back up for a second so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so what we have is we took a piece of cardboard and we covered it with that clear vinyl, the shelf liner stuff. And then we did mark on them what the size was. So we measured with the shirts, and this actually says AL for adult large. I know it's backwards to you. Another important point, that way we covered with the vinyl so that the bleach and the wetness wouldn't ruin the board and soak through, because we want to bleach just the front of the shirt and not all the way through to the back. So we needed something to be a water barrier, a wet barrier. So that's what we did here. Another important thing we found out is you have got to round the edges. Otherwise you end up with a hole in your shirt, because we have it so that it will pull the shirt taut, so it keeps your design taut. And we probably should have put this in before we put our stickers on, but I'm going to go ahead and slide it in and show you how we do that, and then we'll just go back over them to make sure they're held on tight. All right, so back to the work surface. And the way we do this, we're going to just slide it the end over first, and it is cardboard so it can bend, so try to keep it on a table or something. Then I like to just kind of feed it on up there real gently and get it up into the shoulders until I feel that it is even onto the board, which right now it's not. You can see my neck is all skiwampy. So I'm going to try to get it up onto the shoulder seams like that. There we go. And then kind of straighten it out from there. So pull them down a little bit, get my sleeves evened up so that they are the same amount on each side, and the top of my cardboard is even with my shoulder seams. There we go. Okay, so you do want to make sure there's not a wrinkle in your design, and it looks like things are good. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and scooch it back a little and pull this so it's all the way up on the table like that. All right, and now I'm going to rub over everything one more time to make sure all my edges are down, because now, as you can see, it's pulled taut on the board. So yes, I did get that backwards. We should have the shirt on the board, then do the vinyl, And then now this is the last step. We're going to spray with our bleach mixture. So I'll take off this. I have found too that it makes a good overspray effect if you do it from all different angles. So I'll start by going to this angle, and I'm just gonna spray. I want a lot in the middle so that it shows the contrast between the words and the vinyl designs and the rest of the shirt. Then I'm gonna come to the side. So that way I get overspray going all directions. And then I'll come to the other side, and look, you can see it's starting to turn already. That way I'm getting overspray on this side too. And a little from the top here. Because I just want a little overspray mist everywhere. I'm concentrating most of my spray here in the middle. In fact, I'm just gonna make that even more soaked. And then I'm letting there be overspray around. So as you can see, I'm wearing an apron. That's for good cause. Now, if you notice the sample that I showed you with the kitty cat, it turned a lighter blue. This one seems to be turning kind of a red or maroon or purple. So that's kind of cool. I like that. The other thing I like to do is, since I don't want any seepage coming in under my vinyl, I go ahead and dab off that extra that's sitting on the top. And you get a little bit of dab on your shirt as well. And that does change a little bit because you're picking up some of those things. But I found it kind of, and I did just dab like this. And then that kind of like dabs this whole area then around your design. So it has a little bit of margin then, if you will. All right, and that is what you do. Now, you can either just leave it at that, or what we'll do is maybe set it under a fan blowing on it. And if you see up at the top, I don't know if you can see, I had a couple wrinkles, and I did that on purpose so that I got that wrinkle action with my spray. See, isn't that cool? And so you can leave it like this and just let it dry. And you want to let it dry before you take it off the board. Otherwise, if it's wet, it'll just get the back wet too. But we want the design on the front only. So another thing that I like to do is, because I like a more splotchy look, once this dries, you can do another layer. Like if you want to spray and try to make it lighter. And I like to do that because I like high contrast. Or you can take it just as it is. Another thing I like to do is, and do be gentle with this, you know, if you're doing it at home, make sure you have a nice clear space that you're not going to get things on. But I like to take this out and just use it kind of like a wand and just do some splatter effects. I think that looks pretty cool to have the splatter. And you'll see, because we'll have, you know, bigger droplets of water, or the water mixture, bleach mixture, on different areas of the shirt. And I do it in the middle where I sprayed, and I do it more towards the edge too. And you'll get these like big splotches. And I think it's kind of cool to have that feature. So that's another thing you can do. So that's basically it. Now you just let it dry and then see if you want to add a layer. And then I would take it home and wash it probably by itself because it has a lot of bleach in it. And then you'll be ready to wear your shirts. So that was a fun tutorial, and I really enjoyed doing these ones. They're so cool. I could probably do about 1.5 million, but hey, we'll see you next time with the next project. Bye.